Hello there. Barely in office, then the new British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has a crisis to deal with. Interior Minister or Home Secretary Suella Braverman is under pressure because of two affairs, and that was the German too. Braverman had already accelerated the resignation of Liz Truss, and Braverman has come under renewed pressure for breaching safety regulations and her handling of the high number of boat migrants in the English Channel. The Conservative politician who initially resigned almost 2 weeks ago because of the disclosure of secret documents to unauthorized persons admitted on Monday that she had forwarded emails from her professional to her private address in 6 cases. Braverman's resignation hastened the fall of former Prime Minister Liz Truss. Despite breaking safety regulations, Braverman was reappointed to office shortly afterwards by the new Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. She is considered controversial, especially because of her tough stance against migrants. I talked a lot about her on this channel already. In particular, the situation in a completely overcrowded accommodation for the initial reception of migrants in the county of Kent caused new criticism on the Home Secretary. The situation in the refugee home is unacceptable. That was said by MP Roger Gale of the Conservative ruling party when he told this to BBC4 Radio. The MP, in whose constituency the Manston facility is located, accused the government of possibly causing the situation on purpose. According to Gale, 4,000 migrants are now housed in a shelter designed for 1,600 people because the government had refused to book enough rooms in hotels. Gale likened the situation to a deliberate car accident. Braverman rejected the allegations in Parliament and accused the opposition of political games. People in Britain have a right to know who is serious about stopping the invasion on our southern coast and who is not. That's what she said. And by far, not all migrants are refugees in need. Braverman had declared war on the illegal entry of people in small boats across the English Channel. This year alone, almost 40,000 people made it to Great Britain in this way, and that's significantly more than in the entire previous year. She wanted to comment on the criticism in Parliament on Monday, and I gave you a few clues on that earlier. British Home Secretary Suella Braverman has admitted further misconduct in dealing with government documents, as I said. About a week and a half after Braverman resigned for using her private email address to send 6 times, as we know now, official documents, the now reappointed minister admitted to sending government documents to her personal email account. And yes, 6 times. However, none of the document was classified as confidential. That's at least what she emphasized in a letter to the Parliament's Interior Committee. The new British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak reappointed Braverman as Home Secretary when he took office last week, and I couldn't understand except he needed the votes. And the opposition had criticized the move, of course. And in a letter to the Home Affairs Committee, Braverman stated that on several occasions she had used her work cell phone for video conferencing and therefore used her personal mobile phone to access documents simultaneously. None of the affected documents touched on national security issues, intelligence issues, or cybersecurity issues. That's what she claims. Opposition officials had already accused Braverman after the first incident, which she admitted that she posed a security risk. On Monday, Liberal Democrat MP Wendy Chamberlain criticized the minister for having broken the rules on an industrial scale and must therefore resign immediately. Meanwhile, a government spokesman said Prime Minister Sunak continued to have full confidence in Braverman. If he was Merkel, we would know what that means. In the afternoon, the minister was to answer questions at PMQs for the first time, but we know how that one went. He didn't answer any questions, like his predecessors. But seriously, how can this woman still be a minister? I know a lot of German ministers that had to resign for far less, and they did not come back. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.